Harry Potter. Very British today. Hello there everybody, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my channel. I have new hair, I'm in a new location, and we have a new video. Everything is new today. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm going to be filming currently, so I'm just like trying different places out. But today I thought I would do the A to Z Bookish Tag. Seeing as I'm pretty new to BookTube, you don't know me yet, so I thought maybe doing a tag like this would maybe help you figure out what kind of reader I am and maybe just find out a couple things about myself. By the way, if you see my phone in this video, I actually have the questions on my phone. A. Author you've read the most books from? Probably J.K. Rowling, even though I technically haven't read any of her books except for The Cursed Child. Since about the age of 4, I have been listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks to sleep pretty much every night. Now, not so much, so I've read Harry Potter at least 100 times. B. Best sequel ever. That would have to be Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. I loved The Philosopher's Stone. This book was just better with Tom Riddle and introducing Ginny into the story and everything. It was a great sequel, I must say. Every book after that just got better and better in my opinion. C. Currently reading. I'm technically reading 2 books currently. One I am actually reading and one I am listening to on Audible. The book I am currently reading is The Eye of Mines by James Dashner. If you watched my previous video, you would know that I have been dying to pick up another James Dashner book, and I decided to pick up the first book in the Mortality Doctrine. And the book I am listening to on Audible is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Everyone needs to pick up this book at one point in their life. Strangely enough, I read the other day that this book actually came out, and I think it was 1999 or something. Which, just what is basically what I had to say to that. D. Drink of choice while reading. This usually depends on how I am feeling. If it's just an average day, then tea or water. Usually tea. Water isn't normally my go-to drink, but it should be because I barely drink water at all. E. E-reader or physical book? Don't mind my copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It is trashed. As you can see, I do own an e-reader and I do use it on occasion. An e-reader is practical for when traveling or just in general, because if you have a book in a school bag, it sometimes ends up like this. This is practical for travel and being out and about in general, but I do prefer physical copies. F. Physical character you probably would have dated in high school. I didn't date in high school. I don't date in general. I'm scared of humans. I'm not a very open person when it comes to like that, but I probably, if I had to pick a fictional character, it'd probably be someone like Simon Lewis from The Mortal Instruments, just like the little nerd, because I'm a little nerd and I need a little nerd friend. That's my answer, Simon Lewis from The Mortal Instruments. G. Glad you gave this book a chance. That would have to be City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I read this book for the first time this year. I know it's 2017 and I should have been on this train ages ago. This story in particular never really spoke to me. I absolutely loved The Infernal Devices, as I mentioned in a previous video. Obsessed with Victorian London. I don't know, it never really spoke to me, but I am so glad I picked this up this year. H. Hidden Gem book. This may sound weird, but it has to be The Fever Code by James Dashner. Now, hear me out a minute, because Hidden Gem, this is a sequel to a book, well, a prequel. But the thing is, loads of people I know who have read the whole Maze Runner series have not read this book. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, the Maze Runner series, but the Kill Order, it wasn't really my thing. And I'm just like, well, have you read The Fever Code? What's The Fever Code? Seriously? You need this. If you love Maze Runner, you need this in your life. This is basically Thomas's origin. I can't really say what happens in this book without spoiling parts of the Maze Runner, but this is Thomas's origin and it is amazing. Important moment in your reading life. Now would probably be discovering BookTube, because I've got to know so many different books that I never knew even existed, and I've got such a wide variety of books that I want and books I want to try out. So for now, definitely discovering BookTube. J. Just finished. So if you watched my previous video, you would know that I wanted to read Angels and Demons and that I had started that book. I finished that book. Yay! This book is amazing. Okay, kinds of books you won't read. I'm pretty much open to any book. The only books I can't read, and it's been a while since I've picked up one of these books, so it might be different now, but books that are written as a diary. They get on my nerves so much. and I don't know why. I just can't finish them. Longest book you've read. When I say read, obviously I mean listen to, because the longest book I have read is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. Major book hangover because of... the ending to this book was bittersweet, and I hated it and loved it at the same time, and I just wanted more. I think I picked up a book for like half a year after finishing this. I just couldn't. Number of bookcases you own, 1. And the reason I am not sat or stood in front of it like most booktubers are is because it is wedged vertically in between my bed and my cupboard, facing my bed because it also has my television on it. My bookshelf isn't really used for just books, which is kind of annoying because if it were used for just books, I might actually have room in my bedroom for my books. Oh, one book you have read multiple times. Now, for this, I'm actually going with books I've actually read, so not counting Harry Potter, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I keep glaring with these covers, but they're so beautiful. I've read this book, I think 3 or 4 times now, and I'm planning on rereading it again once I finish The Eye of Mines. Can anyone tell that I love this series? I love this series. P, preferred place to read. I don't really have a preference. It's either my sofa or my bed. Q, quote that inspires you or gives you all the feels from a book you've read. I've not read this book, so I don't know if I can count it. Well, technically I can't count it, but I'm going to use it anyway because I can't think of any other quote right now. It is, we accept the love we think we deserve from The Perks of Being a Wallflower, because that just speaks to me. The movie I've watched about 30 times. I'm obsessed and I need to get my hands on a copy of the book. Reading regret. I don't really have a reading regret per se. I think for me it's just I can't DNF a book to save my life. I always try and push through it, which ends up putting me in the biggest reading slump ever. Also, trying to read in German. I am half German. I live in Germany. I go to a German school, or went to a German school. I have like 2 days left and then I'm free. I failed German school because I can't do German, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll get better by reading German books. No, that didn't work at all. S, the series you started that you need to finish. All the books are out in the series. These are brackets. That would have to be, my slipcover is falling off. The Darkest Minds by Alexander Brack. I actually only own the first book and I need to get Never Fade and Into the Afterlight, so I probably need to reread this again before I continue the story. This is a series I definitely want to continue. T, 3 of your all-time favorite books. That's kind of hard. One would probably have to be like Clockwork and Princess. Clockwork Princess. It'd have to be Clockwork Princess. The other one, definitely Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. That book spoke to me. Thank you, Jessie the reader, for constantly praising the book, because I finally picked it up on Audible. I picked up all 3 on Audible and just marathoned them, and I love it. The only thing that annoyed me was the voice actor, the person reading it. He did not pronounce Porthmadog right to save his life. He kept calling it Porthmadog. It's Porthmadog. Welcome to Wales. But yeah, that was the only thing that annoyed me other than that. And the third book, oh no, Will Grayson by John Green. That is my third favourite book. I can't believe I forgot that. I think I am the only one. Actually, I'm probably not, because I'm pretty sure there might be a second complete and utter moron out there, but I did not get at all till right at the end of the book that it was 2 different people. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for anyone that was reading, but seriously, it's in the pages. It is literally in the pages. Every time you switch from one will to the other, the font of the paragraph changes. I did not notice that at all reading that book. You, unapologetic fangirl for Cassandra Clare. Ransom Riggs is another one. Cassandra Clare and Ransom Riggs. Also, James Dashner has become one. V, very excited for this release more than all the others. I think it's called The Last Hours, the sequel to The Infernal Devices. One that's more closer to now is probably Origins by Dan Brown, even though I need to read the rest of the series. That's why I started Angels and Demons, because Origins is coming out in October. W, worst book habit. Not being able to DNF books, I think, or leaving a book for ages and then trying to get back into it. Because like I said, I can't DNF a book. I stop and then I restart it because I don't want to DNF it. I just can't. So I stop, wait 5 months, restart it, get to about 5 pages after where I stopped originally, stop another 5 months, come back, start again. It's a terrible circle that I'm trying to get out of. X marks the spot. Start on the top left book on your bookshelf and pick the 27th book. Now, the 27th book on my bookshelf is this, which is called Welsh Without Worry. Other than being half German, I am half Welsh, and I would absolutely love to learn the language. And this book basically teaches you the language without teaching you the language. There are no grammatic rules or anything, it just tells you how to say it, how it's pronounced, that's it. I've used this book a couple of times, but it sounds helpful, but it really isn't. Why? Your latest purchase. This came today. I bought it about a week ago or something. I was on Book Depository looking through the bargain shop because gotta love me a bargain. And I found a book, hardback, for €8.66. I live in Germany, if I haven't specified already. Europe, euros. And that is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. I've mentioned a lot of Cassandra Clare books, I've just realised. I absolutely love Magnus Bane. In the books, he's amazing. In the TV show, he's amazing. Malik for life. I absolutely love Magnus. Z, which was the last book that kept you up way too long. I can't remember. I do know a book kept me up till like 4 a.m. but I can't remember for the life of me which book it was. So unfortunately I can't answer that question, but it has happened. That was the A to Z book tag. As you can probably tell, I am getting very hoarse right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below how you found this video, what kind of videos you would like to see in the future. All my social media, Twitter, Goodreads, Snapchat I think is also down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye! I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. And if we had